And today at noon, we are working a major breaking news story for you. A state police cruiser was stolen this morning, then leading to some shots fired in Providence. Now, police from multiple departments are involved in pursuing the suspect from 146 all the way into the capital city. Now, this scene has been playing out since about 9 o'clock this morning. Here is some of the latest video we have. Again, a dramatic scene playing out in downtown Providence. You can see a number of police officers converging on that scene right near the Providence Place Mall. We did learn from our reporters that shots were fired at that scene. We've also confirmed that the medical examiner has arrived as this investigation is intensifying. We do have team coverage working the latest on the situation. We want to begin with Eyewitness News reporter Jared Pliner. Jared, what can you tell us right now?
Danielle, good afternoon. Well, we can just confirm, a colleague just telling me through multiple sources confirming that the driver is dead. So we want to come on the air this noontime with that breaking headline. I'm also told from a source on the scene that as far as the police are concerned, that they are okay. Now, the movement we have just seen here behind me is the ramp, which had previously been off limits in its entirety, has been opened up again. Traffic is moving. There's an exception, though. Northbound remains closed off, but as far as 6 and 10 are concerned, 95 South, those are all open. That is good because this was a real bottleneck. It took us a long time to get from the highway around to where we are now, which is, again, Memorial Boulevard, by those ramps, the Omni Hotel and CVS. You mentioned a cruiser and the theft of a cruiser around 9 o'clock this morning on Route 146. Well, let's go to video now because we saw that cruiser in Elmwood, in the area of Vineyard Street, where it was abandoned near Huntington Avenue and the train tracks. Eyewitness News cameras getting video of that cruiser eventually in a driveway. We followed a string of police vehicles and police. They had dogs. They were going from building to building looking for the suspect in that immediate area. Schools, 4 of them were put on alert. We also followed police vehicles at that point onto Niantic Avenue into the industrial park. They seemed to have gotten a lead there. That seemed to peter out. And then shortly after that, that's when a string of vehicles tore onto Route 10. And I mean cruiser after cruiser after cruiser, multiple departments, all heading towards the mall where this pursuit was underway. And that was the culminating point, 95 North by the mall. So again, we are on the other side of the highway. We have crews all around, though, including on the highway right now as we continue to gather more facts, collect more information for you. I would tell you, just because traffic is flowing better through this area right now, still best advised to stay away because there is an active investigation and a lot of personnel on the scene. But for now, Danielle, we want to send it back to you so we can talk to some of the crews elsewhere around the city.
Jared, can you still hear me right now?
I can. Go ahead.
A quick question for you. There seems to be a little bit of confusion as we're listening to your report as to how the suspect made it from the ditched cruiser to the point where you are now. Did the suspect go on foot, steal another vehicle? That seems to be a little hazy right now.
Well, that's what we're trying to establish. There is a scene right now. As you said, the medical examiner's vehicle is arriving. And so we expect this stretch to be closed down for a chunk of time as they try to sort through all of those facts. But again, the biggest headlines to convey to you at this noontime, Danielle, I'm told that the police on scene that were involved in this incident, this pursuit and culmination are safe. And we just confirmed through multiple sources that the driver is dead. That's what we come on the air with this noontime. We're hoping to learn, whether it's through a formal news conference or otherwise, more from police where we can really put the sequencing together for you. Back to you, Danielle.
Definitely a lot to sort out. Thank you so much, Jared. And Target 12 investigator Tim White has been working this breaking story all morning long, talking to his multiple sources within state and local police. Let's check in with Tim in the Breaking News Center with the latest information. Tim?
Yeah, Danielle, it has been a chaotic morning, to say the least. And you asked a very important question to Jared Pliner right there. And I think I can shed a little bit more light on the answer that you're looking for. And that is, how did the suspect get down to the Providence Place Mall? We can actually show you. Eyewitness News reporter, WPRI.com reporter Dan McGowan is actually on the roof of the Providence Place Mall, and he is able to shoot down and take video and pictures from the top of the mall. And when we get to that picture, you can see that there is a white truck that is on the on-ramp there. Actually, what you're looking at right now is Providence Mayor Jorge Elorza, and he is being obviously briefed by, you can see, Commissioner Stephen Perry, Colonel Hugh Clements, and that is Major David LePayton on on the left right there, that is where this scene all ended. And what happened from my sources is that the suspect who stole the state police cruiser then got into a white pickup truck. What we don't know is, was he driving the truck or was he a passenger in the truck? But we do know it ended violently. It ended violently with some shots fired down at the near the Providence Place Mall. That on-ramp to 95 North is shut down. Jared Pleiner reporting now that the suspect in that shootout is dead, and we have confirmed that the medical examiner is on scene. I want to make a quick important note for parents of school-age children in Providence. Jared pointed out that 4 schools were on restricted access. That would be not near the Providence Place Mall, but down at the original scene where they recovered the cruiser in that area. And I just got a note here that there are bullet holes that are visible on the side of that white pickup truck. Again, that just illustrates how violent an end this scene came to at the Providence Place Mall. Back to the schools. We are told by a spokesperson from the Providence Public School that those restrictions have been listed. Real quick, the elementary schools are Lima, Forts, and Leviton, and the Dilbert Stewart Middle School. Again, restricted access has been lifted, and that should tell you that it's an indication the search for the suspect has come to an end, and we have now learned that that suspect died in a shots fired incident near the Providence Place Mall. We're obviously going to keep on with our law enforcement sources here, and we'll bring you more as we learn it here on Eyewitness News and on WPRI.com. Danielle?
Tim, I know that you've been making a number of phone calls to your sources this morning. Do we have any information yet about the initial interaction with the cruiser? Meaning, was the suspect being detained in that cruiser? Did they somehow just steal it randomly? Have we been able to obtain any information about how this all started? Sure.
Let me tell you the little bit that we know about that, and it's not a lot. We don't know how the suspect was able to steal the cruiser. What we do know is it's being described by a spokesperson from the Rhode Island State Police as a traffic stop on Route 146, and that tells you the distance that the suspect was able to drive from Route 146 into Providence, into the Elmwood section in the stolen cruiser. The other thing we do know, Danielle, a scary situation. We have confirmed there was a rifle in that cruiser, but the good news is police say that the rifle remained in the cruiser. It was not taken by the suspect, so he was not able to make off with that. How, again, the suspect was able to steal the cruiser in the traffic stop, we don't know. If that individual was in the back of the cruiser and then climbed to the front, if he was being transported or not. Obviously, those are the details that we're going to be working out as the day goes on.
All right, Tim White in our breaking news center. Thank you for that update. And again, we're covering this from many vantage points at this hour. Again, travel impacted significantly because of this unfolding situation in Providence. Kim Kalunian has been along Interstate 95. You're also where the medical examiner just arrived. What's the latest from where you're standing, Kim?
Well, Danielle, we're standing at the normally busy on-ramp from the Providence Place Mall to 95 North near the 146 split. As you can see, the medical examiner is here on scene right now. Again, traffic is just crawling because they have shut down, again, but this is normally a very busy on-ramp. So it's moving very slowly here on 95 North. As Jared said, you might want to avoid this area. But take a look here behind me. They've just put up crime scene tape a short time ago, and you can see just beyond this state police cruiser a very, very active scene, a major police presence, both Providence police and state police. This is another vantage point of what Tim White was describing that Dan McGowan can see from the rooftop of the Providence Place Mall. You can see this on-ramp is completely shut down as investigators are on scene. We are told that they will be coming over to us and giving us some more information, but as we know, we have confirmed a fatality. The medical examiner is on scene. And it is very important that if you are in this area, you try to avoid this on-ramp. And if you are on 95, to expect some pretty heavy delays as this investigation continues. Danielle?
When we go through the timeline of events, Kim, when did we start to see the traffic first being impacted? Any idea when we're going to start to see it clear up for the afternoon commuters?
Yeah, the timeline is a little bit difficult to tell right now just because these investigators have been on scene here now for more than an hour. Our own Johnny Valella was cruising around Providence and said he was just overwhelmed by the number of police cruisers that he saw passing him. He described what he heard as a collision, and then, as we know, multiple gunshots were fired. And because the medical examiner has been on scene now for maybe about 45 minutes, we're really just expecting this investigation to get underway. So this is probably going to take some time before it's all cleared up.
The case there, Kim. Thank you so much. And we broke this story on WPRI.com and kept you updated with our WPRI.com app with our mobile alerts throughout the morning. You can still stay updated by downloading the news app this afternoon and stay with us on the air as we continue to follow this breaking news story. Again, to bring you up to date, a state police cruiser stolen mid-morning. Police pursuing the suspect into Providence. Updates will continue tonight live at 5 and 24/7 at WPRI.com.